to the channel. As you can see, I've got another mini little haul. Some of you might be familiar with some of these items here already because you probably bought them because I already posted the link down there anyway. But I just wanted to share some other bits that I bought that could be beneficial whether you have them or you tried them or not. Again, my New Year's my New Year's plan is to concentrate on dried foods and dehydrated foods. And yes, of course, I'm still buying tins. I'm buying a lot of other stuff as well. But for some reason, I just found this, not for some reason, but I found this gap in my pantry that I have the dry stuff, but I don't feel I have enough to be able to sustain our family for a little while. So basically, I've dived deep into research and finding things that I want to keep in my pantry. That's something that I might not be able to make myself, but I'm able to purchase for, obviously, to cook one thing or another. So first thing I'm going to start with is the mashed potatoes. You've seen them anyway, but since, guys, I've started prepping and I've introduced myself to the mashed potato, we cannot stop eating it. It's so easy. You recognize that? It is so easy to prepare and it actually tastes really, really good. And I feel so lazy because generally, obviously, the normal mashed potato that you make it's better. There's no two ways about it. It's just nice and healthier to have that. However, it's just the laziness of me and just because it's easy. I'm a mum, I work, and it's just life is hectic and those things are amazing. So when they do them on the deal for £15, we buy a couple of the time and of course rotate the stock. They do have a long enough dates anyway, but I'll rotate them because we go through them quite a bit. So anytime there's a deal, I'll let you know. Right, another thing, I've mentioned it before, I think in one of my cooking videos, is the onion flakes. They've gone down in price again since the hike. They've gone up. They want £9.44, I think, and they're gone up to £15. I'm like, nuh-uh. And they're back to £9.44 for a kilo. So I bought another kilo of that. This stuff is so good. It's just so good. Of course, it's not as strong as a normal onion, but when you reconstitute it with water, it's just a perfect substitute for our pantry meals if you don't have an access to fresh onion. And then moving on, which is something I haven't had before, it's the onion powder. And I've been looking at this before. I had a garlic powder and I find it very difficult to get on with because purely I just cannot find a way to incorporate it. It's just sort of a bit cloggy and it's a little bit harder. But because I use more onion than I do garlic anyway, I thought I have to give this a go. And it smells, it just smells as good as just this onion as well. So I'm going to be trying to find a way of using this, but I just felt it's quite important because there is the shortage of the onions, but nobody knows. However, the cheap onions, I went to Tesco's trying to find the fresh onions, and they only had like a pack of 3, like a big Spanish type onions for £1. Normally Lidl do, and the Tesco's and Asda's do their little bags for like 60 or 80p. They haven't had any, so I'm like, okay, let's prep for something like onion because I use a lot of it. We all probably do. Anyway, so I've got this as the old Indian one. I think that was $9.99 a kilo. So I'm going to dispense it into the glass container and give it a go and find a ways of using it into my cooking. Right, another thing. Oh yes, tomato powder. This thing is almost doubled in price. I've been looking at it for the past few months and I wanted to try it. I wanted to buy it, but I was too tight and thinking, well, why do I bother? Because you've got tin tomatoes, you have passata. And there we are, I've bought it and I paid the double the price to what I should have done a couple of months back. 500 grams and that was £7 or £8. I don't know, I'll put the link down below what it is now. Anyway, I've opened it to try this. My God, guys, this is actually so good. I thought it was going to be a bit, but it's actually really nice. It's if you take the, not tin tomatoes, but the tinned puree in a little squeegee tube, really concentrated tomatoey thing. This is like even more concentrated flavor. I was really surprised. They had the sweetness, you had the yummy umami flavor that you just get from the tomatoey stuff. Really, really impressed. And I read you can make tomato juice from that. So guys, we are talking about if the SHTF situation and we can't buy tomato juice and I want a Bloody Mary, I have something I can make myself Bloody Mary with, add a little bit of vodka and we can drink our sorrows away. Anyway, jokes aside, guys, it's really good because you can actually make a passata with it as well, depending on how much water you put in there. So at the moment, I think it's double the price, but it's still cheap considering how versatile this thing is. So I'm loving it. I've bought, again, been looking at this for ages. I did open it because I wanted to try this before, obviously advise it to you. Cheese powder. It says the 100% pure cheddar cheese powder. This was 300 grams and that was I think £12, and I'm like, okay, let's give that a go. Because if there's no cheese, yes, we have the little shaker cheese, the plastic cheese I call it, but I wanted to have something, again, as a different option. Like I keep saying to you guys, if you want something, just have this in a different form. So cheese, yes, we have a squeezy cheese, we have this cheese, and I wanted to have this. And it tastes okay. It actually tastes like, I call it, do you know the little kiddies plastic cheese again, the ones in little squares? It kind of tastes a little bit like this. It's not particularly strong. However, if you mix it up with a bit of milk powder, you can make a sauce as well. So it's kind of all around really a good option. And yes, it's a little bit expensive, but I think it's probably only going to get worse as we're experiencing like the dairy shortages and issues anyway. So I'm happy with that. Would I buy another one? Yes, when I can afford to, because it is, again, it's one of those things, guys, when you have, like we all do, we have limited resources, and you have to kind of make a choices of the stuff that you want. And of course, for £12, you can buy yourself like, 24 kilos of rice from Tesco's or whatever, a 50p a kilo. So it's kind of, you gotta box clever, basically. Anyway, and I had my mushrooms here. This is just to show you that I'm just trying to work really hard with dehydrating everything I get my hands on. Any supermarkets normally have clearances at the end of the day, and you get bits and bobs, so I just used an opportunity to dehydrate it before the electricity gonna go up in a couple of months' time. And I think is the product of the day for me. Knorr, the same ones, if you're watching the channel, I love the Knorr soups, and they're really good value for the big tabs. And then I found the bechamel sauce, okay? Bechamel sauce is basically something you make from the roux, so you have a butter, you have a flour, and then you add on milk, and you make a bechamel sauce. You think it's very straightforward, like what's the problem? There's no problem, but butter could be a problem. If the butter is already expensive anyway, and if in the SHF situation we don't have a butter, then you can't really make a roux, so you can't really make a white sauce. Yes, I have the jars from Lidl, and they're 59 pence, which are absolutely fine, but they're half a litre jars. What I found when I've cooked with them before, I don't always want to have a half a litre. It's okay probably for the family of 4. If you make a big lasagna, you put this on the top, or whatever you use the bechamel sauce for. However, for our family, I found they're great because it's already got water in it. It's already a sauce ready to use, but I kind of find it's a little bit wasteful for my family because there's only 3 of us anyway. So, and this thing, because it's in a powder form, that means I can basically do as much or as little as I want. And to me, it's a really good idea. It's a win-win situation. It's dry. It's still got over years. I looked, it was over a year date on that, but of course it'll last longer anyway if you put this in a cool, dry place or even vacuum seal this. It's in a plastic container anyway. But I haven't tried this. I give you that. I haven't honestly tried this, but with the Knorr stuff, I've been so impressed with all the other products anyway. I just thought that possibly cannot taste any worse than the one from Lidl anyway. So that's that. And that was £9.70, I think. I'll put the link. Don't forget, the Amazon prices fluctuate. So if I tell the good price, I think that was a good price. So if the price go up, don't automatically go and buy it. If you can, then wait, because prices quite often, not often, but sometimes drop again, like with the Maggi stuff. So keep an eye on it. At the moment, £9, anything below tenner for anything that's of a kilo or big size, it's a very good price nowadays, because things are only going to get worse. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'll put the links for the products down below if of any of them of interest to yourself. If you have any ideas of how to use onion powder, to let us know, or even tomato powder, if anything, any tips of adding them onto somewhere you might know, comment below to share with everybody. And again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.